Hi everyone! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Annie D. Jamil, and for today's video, I just want to give you an encouragement and also to be thankful for everyone who supported me sa YT World journey ko. So guys, in this time of pandemic, I just wanna say I'm always praying for you guys. I'm always praying for the world, for the whole world, the universe rather, and for all for all of you na nawalan ng work katulad ko, and for all yung mga nag-iisa dito or sa Pilipinas, yung family nila. Guys, just keep on trusting and believing in God, and keep on relying on Him na itong pandemic na ito ay matatapos din, not now but very very soon. And he has a reason, He has a purpose why it happens, why He allowed it to happen in the world. So sa lahat ng mga natatakot, sa lahat ng mga nag-worry, sa lahat ng mga nawawala na ng pag-asa, guys, gusto ko malaman nyo na in my heart and in my mind, God knows na natatakot kayo, but what He is saying is basta maniwala tayo sa Kanya at magtiwala, these things will end very soon. So I wanna share some things, some story na nangyari in this past few weeks, but maybe this is the part 1 and I'll make a part 2 next week. So yun nga is, if you allowed worries in your hearts and in your mind, dadalhin ka niya talaga doon. Mas lalo kang mag-worry, mas lalo kang matatakot, mas lalo kang mawawala ng pag-asa. And sa lahat po ng nakakaranas ng sakit na COVID, I'm praying for all of you guys for your fast recovery, for a complete healing in your full body. And God is with you. God will use the hand of all the doctors and nurses to heal you. Just keep on trusting God, keep on believing in God, and keep on relying on Him that you will be healed. It is the only way na gumaling kayo, yung paniniwala niyo sa God, yung faith niyo, that is very important. When you trust and when you believe in God, something will happen in your life, something will change in your life that you will never know, you don't know how to explain it, but I believe you guys will experience it as well as I experience it. Because when I experience and when I encounter God, that time is the time that God make 3 not worse, but 3 events or circumstances that happens in my life that leads me to trust more to God. First thing is like when my mother left us when I was 11 years old, and then the second time is when my father died by murder, and the third one is when my brother died as well. That is 3 consecutive events and circumstances in my life happens that makes me more that leads me to trust more to God, and to rely on Him only. And for all those people behind that, I just want to thank them all, that at that time, their support, their love, at sa pagmamahal nila sa aming magkakapatid. God will reward you for that. And bakit tayo napunta dyan? I just wanna encourage you guys that in the things and in any circumstances that is happening in our life has a reason. Sometimes the way is so painful. Sometimes the way we cannot imagine why it happens. We question why it happens to us. But God, as I said, God has always a reason and a purpose in all things that is happening to us, into the world and into the universe. God has a reason. And I want you to know, guys, that God will not allow things to happen without any reason. And the things that is happening around us, it is also included in the book of life, in our book of life, that these things will happen in our time. So, mahirap siya when it comes na you will stay in house. Mahirap siya because you don't have work, you don't have any income to provide for your family, to support your bills, to support the foods. But I just want to let you know, guys, that if you lose your job, God will open doors for you, another doors. God will use someone to bless you. God will bring someone na maging channel ng blessing niya to bless you. So, sa pangyayaring ito sa mundo ngayon, natatakot tayo na mahawa tayo ng may mga ganong sakit. But one thing I want to assure you is God's protection is always with us. If we could trust Him, if we could have belief in Him for the protection of us, for the protection of our family, even here or way back in the Philippines, I can assure you that God's protection is with us each and every day of our life. And God's promise to us will never change. And God's protection is not only for us, but for everyone else out there. Even sometimes we don't know how to accept it. But in my life, I could not imagine without God. I could not imagine my life without God, especially in this time of pandemic. I really don't know where I am right now if I don't know God, if I don't encounter God, if I don't experience His goodness in my life, if I don't experience things that He is in control of it. It's really hard. I know it's really hard to just to say trust God. But believe it or not, if you trust God, you will know, you will discover things, and you cannot imagine the things that will change in your life. I made this video because my content is to encourage people, to encourage those who lose hope, to encourage those on the circumstance that you might have thoughts that when it will end, what will happen next. But if you really know God and if you really trust Him, you will not be afraid. You will not have fears in your hearts, and you will not have worries in your hearts, because once we know God, He knows everything that is happening in our life. Even before we open our mouth, God knows what we need, what we will say. And see, ambulance is here in my background. And God God really knows our hearts and our minds and our thoughts. So you don't need to be worried. You don't need to lose hope, because as long as you're alive and healthy, you don't have any sickness in your body, you don't have any diseases, you're not experiencing what other people experience. You are so blessed, and you are protected by God. We are not saying here that those who are sick is not protected by God. They are protected by God, but it just so happened like when you are in uh, in not in a good health, it's sometimes God makes ways we cannot understand, but in the end of it, you will be thankful to God, because He let it happens, and He knows what He is doing in our life. Sometimes things is happening that we really don't mind it, but God is letting it happen for us to know that He is there, that He is with you, that He is with your family, that He is in control of it, of the things that is happening in your life, in your family, and even in this world. God knows that these pandemics keep on going, that this pandemic cases is keep on me the cases keep on going, keep on what do you call that, mas tumataas, mas dumarami. God knows it, but you will ask when it will end. You will ask why. God only God can answer that, and only if you know God and if you rely on Him, you will not be worried when it will happen, when it will end, because once you trust Him, you know He will do something, and He can do the impossible things. In human, God can do it possible.